Okay, so firstly, let's talk about embryo research. So, embryo research, as stated, is something that can be done when you get the embryos of human embryos, so sperms that have the eggs have been fertilized by sperm. They've been growing for just under 14 days. These cells are incredibly malleable because they grow in so many different ways. So that embryo could be used to replicate a back. It could be used to replicate a lung. It could be used to replicate a huge amount of things. They're very malleable cells. So they've got a huge amount of scientific potential and can save diseases. They could cure cancer, they could cure hereditary baldness, they could make amazing things that could save lives. But also there are issues here that are quite obvious. One, it involves the destruction of embryos. That embryo will be destroyed to help save other lives. It could be considered that that is therefore against the sanctity of life principle, therefore thou shalt not murder, or you knit me together in my mother's womb. These kinds of quotes could be used to suggest that embryos research could be wrong. A second point would be that God made man in his own image. So we're interfering with God's plan. It could be seen to be playing God as a result, to be doing embryo research, and therefore that could be seen as a terrible thing to do. Who can make straight what God has made crooked? God's made the world this way, so that's how you have to accept it. You can't start perfecting it and playing God. A third argument against embryo research might be that embryo research could have a slippery slope towards materialism and negative things. Yes, right now we're saving lives, but lead us not on a slippery slope lest we fall into our ruin, R-U-I-N, lest we fall into our ruin. Lead us not on a slippery slope lest we fall into our ruin, slippery slope. I could be saying that now, in the future, I'll start selling embryos on the black market, trying to make lots of money. I'll start using embryo research to start to make mutants and weird kind of things. This could be an argument against it. Arguments for embryo research, arguments that could say that it's a good thing, might be that firstly, it's a loving thing to do. Surely I should do loving things. That's something that's very, very important. So if I'm loving, I'm thinking about Michael Parkinson, or if I'm thinking about Michael J. Fox with Parkinson's disease, or Muhammad Ali, or someone with cancer. Surely the most loving thing to do is to allow embryo stem cell research to help save lives. Secondly, if I don't believe that it's a life at this point, I'm not necessarily killing. So it depends on when I believe life to be beginning. Thirdly, this is an advancement of scientific technology. I have a duty as a human being and as a doctor to save lives, so surely I should be doing embryo research to help save those lives. That could be another argument. I could say that it's sin by omission. Whoever knows what is right and does not do it, it's a sin. So it's a sin by omission for me to know it's right to do embryo research because I could save lives. It would be a sin for me not to do it. And also I could say that embryo research is a wonderful example of human beings exercising their reason, God's gift that has been given to them, and therefore it's a fantastic thing to do because I'm saving loads of lives, but also we're advancing human technology. We're bringing it forward to a new level, something exciting. These would be arguments for embryo research.